Good morning, everybody. This is Engineer Suresh Singh speaking from Bharat, India. Again, same thing happened. My last video of just immediately now before I did broke. No problem. I'm still good morning again. I'm continuing with the same talk. Okay, I'm not sharing this small talk for half an hour, maybe any document. I'm just going to talk freely for purpose of face-to-face interaction. Title is same, quality, civil engineering quality, which is really very important point. I can't show you that one here because files are closed now. Must be closed because I am sharing this document with you. Of course, I can see that. I can see that there's no meaning that I can go ahead with that, and it's really not worth to share them here. Can't be shared here. And only thing that I am is here to talk to you about this. Civil engineering and life. Everybody has different understanding, has different approach, but I would say completely formally that civil engineering is permanent engineering, I should say. It's not because I am civil engineer, it's a fact of life. Before civil engineers was born, God self is civil engineer. Construction of solar system, construction of universe, all relate to what? Relate to civil engineering. We construct small structures, very, very small structures we construct. We can't construct Earth, we can't construct Jupiter and Sun. We can boost ourselves on very small knowledge we have, very, very small knowledge I can say. We boost on that. I am this engineer, I produce this and I produce that, because we are human being. We do little and boost about, pump everything into that, like booster pump. This is our human nature. Civil engineering, of course, is named civil engineering, but this is real engineering which produces permanent assets. Permanent assets. From small water line to reactors, to high rises, to airports, which have to live for centuries or for decades to come, and that is what we can call permanent investment for development purpose. Everybody owns such houses, such structures, that is forever. Again I say, we have to draw pride in that small act of life, that every civil engineer deals with structures. Well, I should say this is hard work, physically as well as mentally. Physically and mentally means we have to work mentally first, using our mind, where theory of structure is involved, engineering theory is involved, analysis is involved, and extraction of value of mind is involved, which is applied to our methods of designs, methods of conception, methods of, you can say, contemplation, and we reach some, after making trials and hit and trials, we reach certain conclusive decision, and this is what we have to adopt for this purpose, and that's where engineering lies. It works very well. I'm not very good engineer, of course, I have very small experience. I can say it's very small, tiny, though it is around 40 years, but I don't consider this as that vast experience. It's just a small piece of experience. Everybody has different experience. No experience can be equaled. Experience in design, people have a lot of experience. People have a lot of experience in construction. For them it is a lot, but for me it's tiny. Because if you compare to power of universe, which has been for millenniums, many millenniums, we don't know since when. And we are here just for 30, 40 years work, start claiming something. Life achievement, we call it life achievement. But which life we do not know, what achievements we do not know. It's not philosophical time, just trying to tell. Civil engineering, so-called civil engineering, is very important engineering. It can't be discarded. It has to work. It has to work for use of public. This is really, you can say, very significant work we do. When we study theory, we dip in imaginations of a structure, we dip in what we conceive, and when we work physically, we transform that imagination through designs and through detailings to giving shape through construction. So this is actually engineering. Imagination to production, imagination to delivery of that imagination, and of course with frequent changes, but objective remains same. We can't claim designs and we can't claim constructions because both are variant. I design something, somebody else designs that thing, and then somebody else. All these different designers propose different views, different details, and which is good because it is calculation, it is view, it is vista of mind, it's asset. But fundamental is same, theory is same, consideration is same, actions are same, loads are same, forces are same. There can be some variation, that's it. Somebody takes 200 kilogram, somebody takes 300 kilogram, somebody may take 180 kilogram, depends. It's not going to do anything. But otherwise, how much load one stone can take, how much load one concrete piece can take, concrete section can take, it's same. Because these are fixed materials, we have to take within limits. That's what art is, that's what skill is. Every engineer is different skill. Designs are very excellent sometimes. Excellent in the sense that it's very good for construction. Construction moves very fast with that designs. Innovative construction, you can say, where there's no complication, and if there's a complication, there's simplified answer. Simplified answer. Sometimes easy work it looks, but it's too difficult, and sometimes very difficult. It's easy. It happens. This is what engineering is. Everybody has different view, and when you talk to international community, you come in contact with those people whom you have no understanding, and they teach you a lot and you teach them a lot. It happens. But ultimately it is same all over the world. There is no difference as far as results are concerned, as far as everything is concerned. Concrete, structural steel, stones, generally these all depend on natural available materials. There is nothing in concrete that's not natural, nothing except reinforcing bars, but steel ore box, steel ore is also natural. Rocks, dust, sand, cement which contains lime, silica, all are natural. We are not contributing anything from our own, everything is natural. We depend on natural availability of materials. Water is natural, sun is natural, wind is natural, chemical reaction is natural. What is not natural? This means we deal with nature almost in all cases. Civil engineering has got that beauty, structural engineering has got that beauty, and I don't differentiate between civil and structural engineer because there is no there's no fertile answer, there's no fertile use. It's ultimately civil engineering maybe, or structural engineering maybe, or maybe planning engineering, or maybe whatever. Every combination of these engineering goes to production of projects, production of assets for yourself, for your nation. But important point is, ignorant people are ignorant. Even our quality people are ignorant. Quality people means engineers are quality people. Engineers, even our work crew are quality people. Our frontline professionals are quality people. We are bound to deliver quality. This is our fundamental work, religious work. I should take production of products as religious work. Religiously should do it. It doesn't mean religion. I'm saying religiously. We have to consider that this is natural. We are using this material as permanent, and this is by grace of God that we got this material. It's not our practical production. It's nothing as such. That point is paramount important. How do we consider this? Consideration is easy. We have to value it. We consider natural materials, all, and we also consider natural human. Human are natural, but they know what to do and how to do. Quality is defined by human, by engineers. We define quality constraints. We define that nothing is unlimited. We cannot do unlimited, we can do only limited, because there are so many assumptions, presumptions, so many factors involved, so many codes are involved, so many formulas involved, and all these result in assets. And if my asset, which is going to be used for say 100 years, and if it's not quality done, quality is just negligent, we don't consider quality. We do like layman, okay, we do it. I don't consider that product. I don't consider. If my product is quantity oriented, I cancel that. I reject that. It must have quantity. Equally it should be quality based. Quantity must move with quality. Quality should not lag behind. Yes, it can lag ahead, but must not be lag behind. Must not happen. It should be. If it's lagging behind, if it lags behind, I reject that. But my rejection is not final. There are people who accept that. I'm not everyone. And unfortunately that people take it easy. Oh, no problem, let us agree on some point. Let us reach some compromise point. But what to do? I am not world in charge. There are 6 billion world in charges, 8 billion. And everybody is different. Engineering doesn't teach us don't accept quality. It teaches us do quality. But how percentage of engineering we use? I again give example that structure is not your own alone. You are living in this world. You will live some years. Till that time, it's your own. After that, it will be taken over by your kids, then by their kids, and then by their kids, or whoever owns this or buys that. This is the other time. They say we got it, others say we got from them. We got by inheritance, we got by purchase. But don't forget, there is no change in structure by transfer of title. Its contents are not changed. It has same content as it was produced. No functionality can be changed. So what? This means more than my life as an engineer, I make a product which is forever, you can say. What value should give them? What value should I consider for that product which is going to serve today someone for 50 years, then for someone for another 30, 40 years? Then what about quality? Why we should not be so concerned about that if that is value of our project? This means Structural engineering is not current engineering but future engineering, you can say. Those who use that product, of course that time this product might have some distressed, or this may not have same strength as it was at the time of production due to impact of hysteresis on materials, but it will still stand. So what is more important in such production of projects? Only design or just quantity or exclusively quality? What's more important? Systems of quality do not define this. They don't care of that. Systems of quality, they don't care for that, but it should be taken care of that. That's problem there, in our sorry, that's problem in our system, that we just care for quantity, and particularly contractors just care for their value. Yes, I'm a contractor, why should I worry? I'm not a consultant. I'm interested in my profit margin, and consultant thinks it should be according to quality system. This means this friction exists, but still it's difficult to get quality from those people. But why not honestly produce quality? My point is that you are paid for that. Every contractor is paid, every promoter is paid, every engineer is paid for looking after quality. The point remains why we do not achieve that. That's the point. Who is responsible for that? Who is responsible after all? If you don't do that, that's a point of concern. Who is responsible? It's a big point of concern. And we have to, that's the only reason that I have been keen on projecting this talk or such talks of professional issues where differentiation exists in approach towards quality in ordinary life as well as in professional life. This point must be taken care of, and this is a very valid point. We can't miss it. If quality is not understood properly, we can't do anything. It should be understood properly, it should be applied properly, it should be taken care of properly, and it is on responsibility of engineers only. I don't consider architects here, only engineers, civil engineers particularly. They are masters of quality. They must be. Masters means not education, but experience. If civil engineers cannot give quality, what for they are there? Just design is one part, but design becomes ineffective. And quality doesn't mean quality system, it means everything. ISO 9001 or other relevant systems property. Water is there, it can't change its property. Design is there, it can't change anything. But if quality criteria is missed or is partly considered, everything will be impacted upon. Works will be impacted, material will be impacted, designs will be impacted. Of course, cost has to be paid. That's the reason that quality must be taken. But implementation is a part where those people are involved, particularly foremen and others who concentrate on site for production only, for quantity only. They are not given due communication about what they are required to do. Even sometimes job descriptions are not clear, method statements are not available, which is the only point where I consider very important. What way you have to work on site, it must be clearly available in us to read, and it's not available. Generally, it's not available. And that's point where I differ with all. I differ with all. You may feel it bad or may not feel it bad, but that's a valid point. You tell me how many of you and how many method statements you have written in your life, and if yes, how much successful they were, and if no, what was the reason that you did not write any method statement of construction and gave it to someone. How do you expect that people should do according to your thoughts? There should be some agreement in work, and that agreement should be reflected in method statements, because once you agree something, you have to follow that. What happens now? Everybody is free. Foreman says, I know this. Engineer says, do like this. Supervisor says, okay, I know this. They do according to what you think. Safety, just having your highlighted safety, is it? That's the point I say. Okay, safety is one part, I agree. But what about quality? Particular quality of materials and work. If we are not controlled like this, who shall control us? If I talk like this, some people mind. I don't know reason behind that. Why do you mind? It's your duty. Who will do it? You are an engineer. Even if you are a contractor, you are an engineer. You are employed for this. You are not employed only for quantity. You are employed not only for progress. You are employed for quality progress. Because you are paid. Your employer is paid. When you decide lump sum amount in contract, quality criteria is also included. Safety criteria is included. Planning criteria is included. Everything is included. You might have been in competition. I don't care for that. But quality is quality. If you are not, you don't care, who care? Okay, contractor is employer. You are there. It's your job. Supervisor of engineer is their job. Whose job is this? Why don't you take care? Why professors don't teach it? Why do you teach it? Why top authors don't write about this? Designs are available, formulas are available, softwares are available. It's not very important these days. Important is value of work. Value of work which you are paid. If you don't forget, you forget curing, tell me what solution. If you ignore curing, what solution? Do you have any solution? Tell me what solution. If extensive cracks appear in concrete, who's responsible? People say, oh, this is air crack, this is that. But why? Is it acceptable? Cracks, accept cracks. And then later on say, oh, cracks are there, I have some solution. What shall you do when there are cracks? Why don't you study this? Why don't you understand this? What are protective measures? Why don't you understand what's the meaning of curing? You know that. I'm not going to teach you that. I have no one to teach you. That's your job. You have to do it. Because you ignore it. That's only a problem. You ignored that. You do not value that. That's the point where we make mistakes. My stress is, whatever level engineer you are, whatever level engineer in specializations you are, even if you are design engineer, or you are a field engineer, site engineer, or a planning engineer, or supervision engineer, whatever you are, it's your duty either to give statements in writing what to do, or demand statements from person who have to do it. From persons who have to do it. And that, I'm not saying write essays, no. I'm not saying write theories, no. Or write thesis, no. No, that's not required. Steps are required. Because those people, foremen, general foremen, site engineers, they are all young. Maybe they don't have that level pragmatism, and they are pushed by employer. I want progress. I want by tomorrow this. I want by 3 days this, and they are under that pressure. But that pressure is okay. That is contractual pressure. That is progress pressure. But it doesn't mean that you go opposing quality. You ignore quality. Why? Why you ignore quality? Maybe you say, okay, no problem. I have no authority. What do you mean no authority? Where is it written that engineer has not to work quality? In which book it is written? In which statute it is written? In which code it is written? That engineer has not to worry about quality. And how is an authority? This is automatic authority. Once you are engineer, this is your duty, not authority. This is your responsibility. You have to take care of that. And if you say, no, I don't have, then it's a false statement. I don't agree with this. You can't say that. You have to abide by that. Quality is quality. You cannot go oppose that. And if you don't care for that, this is your problem. This is everybody's problem. You have to understand this point very well, that life is not what you think is right. Life is what I say is right. That you have to understand point. And that's a very important point. So be quality oriented. If you are not quality oriented, that's your problem. You can't blame others for that. That's your problem. Quality orientation. If quality orientation is done, it's your mistake, not somebody else's mistake. In writing, and before that, you have to do this project. And in technical submissions, what is required is required that you have to write execution statement. It's called execution method. It applies to whole project. More or less, it's not very much technical, but it's a kind of statement that explains what way we shall start this project and hand over this. It's called execution statement because that contract is to be executed. That project is to be executed. But I'm talking of, that's okay, that's fine. Because that's the quality element is very limited in that. But what I'm saying is, all those activities are very significant. All activities which sector up to finishing items. You are a civil engineer, okay, maybe you are not interested in finishing items, being a structural engineer, okay. Setting out excavation, about filling, foundation, stub columns, grade slab, or you may say application of waterproofing or concrete protection, and then columns, beams, suspended slabs, or whatever work you do, whatever work is a part of contract, it must be given due care. And for each activity, if you write, because so many people work, so many hands work in that every activity, even if it's excavation, what's your best plan to excavation? Is water table, you have to check, maybe dewatering required. You have to undergo soil exploration reports, soil testing reports, or you have to do it. Means what is not required? You may have to review design as well. You have to understand backfill, its requirements of backfill. If it's not giving required results, required FTD or required other parameters of soil. Maybe it's required, it happens. So each method of pertaining to each activity, excavation methods, you can say, or each area, excavation statement or blinding statement, then can be stated. And of course then shuttering statements or formwork statements for preparatory works, steel cutting and fabrication statement, and also how to store material, how to deal with material, then backfill statement, also grade display statement, how shall you do work on grade or plinth beam. It must be in writing, and it's with bill. What and after how many days approval of that. These technical statements must be clear to everyone. And format is easy, it's not difficult. Why to make it more difficult? It's easy. Means what is work, what is activity, for which this statement is being written, and also what's material required, what's drawings required, what are coordination required, whatever is required, you have to include that in that statement. Methods, if you agree with your contractor, agree with your engineer, consultant, or whosoever is there as third party, if you agree them with record and they do the job, then it's really interesting. Nobody can say we didn't know it. It was known to everyone. The point means the point is very, very important from every aspect. It's very easy to say I was not involved in this. That's not acceptable. You are involved, you were involved because you are engineer. Even if you are site engineer, it is your responsibility. You can't run away. Once you are engineer, you are responsible. That is what is purpose. So my brief talk is about this. I'll continue talking these documents later on also. My request to you is don't do any work without method statement, and even if there is no requirement of method statement contractually, you have to write something for you, how you are going to do it, and not only for you, you have to communicate it to your juniors who will be present whole time on site and do that activity, carry out that work, which is in your interest, that they should know everything. Or you keep a watch on them, tell them no, you do like this, like that. Otherwise you will face problems of cold joints, you shall face problem of temperature, you shall face problems of flash setting, you will face problems of bad curing, you shall face problems of bad when the concrete wires going to honeycombing, cracks in concrete, and there's no workmanship, there's no verticality, no alignment, twisted columns and twisted beams, and there are so many quality issues that can arise, or your cubes fail in laboratory, and also you can say whatever is not possible. And it's such a product, concrete, that's very expensive. If it's done safely in worth quality, it's very good. If it's done with proper arrangements, very good. If it's worth, and if it's defective, then it's very difficult to remove it and make it good. It's very expensive, means and moreover, if it's to be removed, to do rework is very expensive. So concrete is your life of your structural life. It's your structural element that if it can't be resolved, if it's defective, means it's very, very expensive, very time consuming, and expensive means cost control is lost, and time is lost, and also quality is of course lost. So you can't say that you did engineering job. You're not an engineer in that case. I can't call you engineer. I can't call you a contractor, because you are making your losses. What for you are in business? If a contractor says, I'm not concerned, well, you're concerned, you're being paid more. You're responsible. There will be cases buildings fall, why? The case in Egypt building falls, and so in our country many buildings fall, and who's responsible for that? Somewhere something is wrong with that. Who shall take care of that? If you're an engineer, you're not engineer just to make salary says, but your respect comes from your good work. Your respect comes from your good structure. See what is structure this guy supervised, or what is beautiful structure this engineer designed. That's point. It means it's very, very important that civil engineers are different kind of responsible professionals. I don't compare it to IT professionals or mechanical engineers professionals, because they are supported very well. Civil engineer is not supported very well. Civil engineer is original engineer, means they have to deal with original work. Electronics engineers, IT engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, they have different feedback, means they got most of material well done. You got mechanical engineer asking, means 90% of work is done through factories, industries. Same way you can say transport, cars and all that, but only factory for civil engineer is workshop manager, civil engineer is here field manager, civil engineer is here for, I can say, floor manager, civil engineer is director, civil engineer is foreman, civil engineer is worker, civil engineer is office boy, civil engineer is dictator, civil engineer is lover. Everything here can say civil engineer is a ghost, you can say here. In fact, they start in desert, you go and desert, start some survey or start some projects, usually where there's no one lives, and you have to live alone for a few days or some with one or two persons, and then there's no life, means it's too hard there, but you have to do it. It's your job. So you are a different kind of people, different kind of person, and that is more important than something else I can say. I'm not going to take much time with this video because that's just a compensatory video, as my last video missed. I wanted to share. No, I do not share because I thought let's talk to you. Of course, my face is not right, but I was to do somewhere else. It doesn't matter at all, but the important point is that what we should do, what we should not do, that's more important. And therefore, I can say we have to understand life of a civil engineer. It's completely different, alarming, you can say. It's very, very different in the sense that if you take it rightly, it's right. If you take it wrongly, it's wrong. And that's where we sit in, we walk, we talk. And I think if somebody is top in a profession, it's civil engineering professional, forget salary, forget money, think of responsibility, talk of responsibility. If civil engineers maybe in site or maybe in field, so planning and design or interaction, coordination, office engineering, wherever one works in, I respect, and I don't respect those who give excuses. Oh, my contractor doesn't allow me quality, or my boss doesn't allow me quality. How is it possible your boss won't allow quality? How it's possible your contractor will not allow, your employer will not allow quality? I don't accept it. That's after what you are spending quality. I don't understand. If you take care of curing, if you take care of goods controls, if you take care of temperature, how shall your employer stop you from that? I don't understand this. Nobody wants that your work should be done again. That's more cost than something else. And I think add to this, good morning, Mr. Amit Shah, happy holiday to you also, Mr. Amar Shah. Well done, you are enjoying good. Just small talk with quality and engineering, and it's really my pleasure to talk like this, to get myself refreshed and based on my experience. I want to disseminate this information to people. But dissemination is very important this time. Quality is lapsing everywhere. Not only in our country, I've seen lapsing everywhere. Particularly, I was in Iraq for 2 years, and I was very impressed with quality system they had. So there was nothing written 1981. It's a beautiful system, and I was really very highly qualified in education. I did not imagine that such quality control could exist as I experienced here in our country. If compare this, it was rubbish. Our quality was rubbish. Our people, our engineers, our contractors, our players, they don't care for quality. They don't care even now. Unfortunately, its example is rusted steel they use. You go and see every site. Whatever site you go, say nobody speaks about that. No design engineers objects, no site engineer objects, no quality. Nobody accepts. They go on using everything. It's like, idiots, I can say. Some people are. They allow such thing. How can you allow that? And if you raise questions, they don't answer. Means there's no meaning of your being engineer if you cannot think of, you cannot question, and otherwise you're not engineer, I think. Then you're contractor who has loot money from that contract. I would only say, so my talk may be bad for you, but it's a fact. You are paid for that. This is your duty to produce quality. Why do you worry about your employer? Your employer doesn't know what is quality. That employer wants only money of contract work done. So that's you have to give us the quality. But if quality fails, I don't know reservation in you, what reservation is. Why we are not frank? Why we don't fight with circumstances? The same guys go to Gulf countries, like me and other you. They follow everything. They do every procedure. They write method statements. They write everything. They take care of college. They take care of system. Everything. But here, there's nothing. Oh, he's sticking to code 456 for this and that. They're just arguing for designs, and design is not final answer. Final answer is your product. If your design is excellent one, let us say, and your quality is zero, there is no meaning of design. You designed only for your purpose, not for project purpose. If project is not delivered well designed, there is no meaning of your design. There is no meaning of planning, scheduling. There is no meaning of quantification. There is no meaning of anything, because this is all field work. Failed, not field, failed. We have to change our attitude. Every civil engineer, every structural engineer must change our attitude. If you want really to be God-fearing, God-fearing, you think you are God supporting. If you don't take care of quality, you are not. You are not at all. Never. You can't be it. So that's my point of view, and I think I try to communicate to you about this issue, which is of course very important one. Actually, I wanted to again say I am interested in documents here because my face is not important on videos. Contents are important. Contents that can teach, that can give something to new engineers, young, budding, fresh, who are hungry for knowledge. They don't want to do hard work to search knowledge. They just want cooked material, you can say. You should give them cooked material so that they can eat it and digest it. That's attitude of attitude of new engineers. I'm sorry for that. But on Facebook, on other media, I find same type of, even on SAFE, Structure Engineers Forum of India, I find same attitude. They're not interested to something originally. They want help at every step. And if you have a habit of being a helper at every step, then you can't make up your career good. You can't move forward, because at every problem you'll stop and wait for some answer. You sometimes even mistakes can teach you. Don't worry about that. You will not make whole building a mistake or something you will do wrong. But here you are doing everything wrong because you do not know what you should do. You follow some contractor, what contractor says do it, or you follow someone else who doesn't know anything and tell you what to do. That's our civil engineering is very difficult, to be very frank. It's very difficult engineering. It's such an engineering where your health is affected, your mind is affected, your body is affected, your talk is affected. Mostly civil engineers are rough in talking. They are not diplomatic, and I don't like diplomacy in civil engineering, because you have to deal with all classes of people. You have to deal with those people who work day and night, in day, Sunday, on sun, in moon, in rain, they work. So you can't expect them to be very polite with you, and you can't be very polite with them. Similarly, they have other engineers in field, those who have just come from different discipline. It's a kind of complex world. We have to analyze civil engineering itself before analyzing structures and analyzing theory and analyzing problem. Civil engineering itself is a problem for people, those who don't regard them. I don't think I feel angry sometimes when I see a walk on road and see what bloody work they are doing on structures. They don't understand anything. They do whatever they want. They are original, right? They can research anything without any conduct. To do something, okay, well, do it. Oh, this is guaranteed. I see people construct balconies 6 feet long, 6 feet span, 180 span, and then they say, oh, put some column below, put some, they call it pillar, put some pillar. What is that? Why don't you design properly? But you have to do so. Oh, there's some problem, put something here. There's some problem, put this here. Is this engineering thing? Or the abuse of engineering is abuse of construction. Well, this happens. This happens. People don't understand anything. And we can't convince those people, but people are interested in delivery of materials. They don't think that this is an asset forever. This should be done properly. This should be given proper attention. I'm not saying you just make money off of that, but it's a question of life and death. Life in the sense a building is going to stay for 100 years, say. You may have 3 or 4 generations with you who can use that. They'll curse you, what my father did. Maybe also people who did this, means they curse you. They'll backbite you. What my father did means but that it happens. After all, it's there. So quality cannot be achieved if you have no power to decide materials, you have no power to decide methods. Method must be written, properly sequenced, based on experience, not because what I want to do. What should be done, that is important. What should be done? And what should be done is very important from every viewpoint. We cannot simply make something to my choice or your choice. What is required, what is best in interest of that project. That's more attractive rather than speaking something else. Speaking something else doesn't mean anything to me. It may be something to you, but not to me. Quality is quality. No way out. I give you example. If your curing is missed or is not done adequately, what is your solution? Structure is ongoing. What you will do? Your cubes fail, something happens. What shall you do? No way out. Way out. This is my experience. No way out. Therefore, quality must be learned. You learn it now. How to do job, you learn. Do not try to be smart. Learn. Methods to be learned. What way is best to do is to be learned. That learning is very important from each and every point of view. And if you don't do that, it's our fault, it's our mistake. I can say that. I am with you if you are an engineer. I am not with you if you are not an engineer, just a bluffer. Your work gives evidence what you are. Your conduct gives evidence what you are. You may be excellent thinker. Important, think. I always say think, because without thinking, engineering cannot be done. No work in engineering can be done without thinking. No work, not even a single activity can be done in engineering without application of mind. Application of mind is engineering. Application of mind is very important. It can change whole scenario. Don't think of copying and paste. Better try to do something yourself. Copying and paste is not solution. It causes errors. There is no meaning of one being engineer if you have no confidence. And to make confidence, you have to think. Sometimes problems appear as problems, but solutions too exist themselves, which we have to locate, which we have to discover where solution lies. That's the point we think of. Engineering in construction and construction in engineering both are related. Don't think that civil engineering is easy. Most difficult engineering in the world is civil engineering. Most difficult. Forget that you have machines, you can do everything. Machines are machines, softwares are softwares. But mind doesn't exist anywhere except in your body. and it's mind that should rule. It's not copy paste. Thinking shall solve your problem, quality shall solve your problem, methods shall solve your problem, because thinking would generate methods. Thinking would generate quality system. If it doesn't exist, you have to make it. If it exists, you have to improve it by studying it. It's the same thing as something is available in your system or where you work, something is available, some document is available, and you have to comply with that and you follow that. Must read that, understand that. I think it's not good, okay, change it. It's wonderful, use it. What's good? It's the same thing as entering into system or making your own system. What you have to prefer. System exists, comply with that, by that, that's okay. And if system doesn't exist, you don't comply with that. It's the same thing. You make your own system. Making system is job of intelligent people, and following system is also job of good people. I can't say intelligent then, because if you just follow, I'm sorry, you just follow, you are follower. If you write something, for example, method statement you write, okay, maybe first time it's difficult for you. You think of what I'm going to do, what's method statement? You think what I have to do, what should be done, 2 or 3 alternatives you write. Okay, now this is not correct, this is correct, this now. Okay, I get second step. Oh, this doesn't comply with first. One time is difficult. Once you have used that, in 2 hours I will write this statement, in 3 hours I will write this statement. I know what machine is required, I know what material is required, I know what the scope work is, I know what safety is required, I know what quality is required. Everything you list out and do it. Activity is yours, you know activity, you know resources are required, how many persons are required, list of those. You just keep on writing in that one by one. This is a scope, this is references, this is objective, and you can say this is my safety arrangement, this is my quality arrangement, this is my procedure, this is my arrangement, this and that and that and that and that. Or this is sketch required, this is my plan like this. That is what is method statement. It's what you are going to do your writing. And if you want that, you could say, Junior, come on, explain. So then that person would do. Or maybe some variation could have, because of this, he may, I have given me a statement, I'm used to, but once he says, no, this is good, saves time, that person shall follow it. I never knew what was method statement till 1986. When I was forced to do that, method statement, when some concrete plan was required for a slab. My British consultant came and asked me, give me in writing your method statement, and I didn't explain to me anything at that time. I thought what to do. There was no format, nothing. There was no definition of method statement in contract. Okay, I'll give it, no problem. I didn't panic. My Arabic engineers and others, what to do, Mr. Singh, what to do this way. Don't worry, I'll let me think. Next day I prepared an inside book and gave to him. He talked to his boss and said, okay, let them do. Let them follow you. They make sure they do like this. We did like that. It was done. So that was my first point. I didn't learn from anybody. I just applied mind. What I have to do on site ultimately? We have to do something on site. We have to cast the slab something, some way. Whatever way we are going to cast it, I discussed and we wrote that. We just wrote that. What's the problem? For example, I'll set pump here. I'll set keep transparent. I'll keep access way this. Will come out this way we pour from this end, from that end. 2 pumps will take or 2 cranes will take. This is timing of our start, this is timing how many trucks would come at this time and this time. We look at when we start curing of that. How shall we do this? That's what's required. I'm not going to write a book, just some pages and sketches, and that's what method statement is. This is very easy, I think. It's not difficult at all. Only problem is we don't understand that. It's too difficult. No, it's not too difficult. If you are experienced, right? If you're experienced engineer, for you, nothing is difficult. Only difficult is for those people who have no experience at all, who never been to site. Those who work on site, you have to write only what they work on, nothing else. If you work on site, you work according to specifications, you create drawings, according to documents of what to do. These are all quality documents, so you have to follow them, you have to buy them. And what is industrial good practice, you know that. And you know what resources you have to use, and you know what's method to sequence, and everybody accepts that, nothing to say no. You have to keep it tidy, you have to keep it clean, you have to spray water, you have to do like that, you have to compact it, you wipe it, everything you have to do. And that's what's required, and it's just writing what you're going to do, because other person can't imagine what you're going to do. If that person thinks, okay, no, that's fine, this person's right, these are real steps, or he may suggest something else on that, doesn't matter. You can comply with that also. That's what we say, method statement writing. And once you start that, I think if you write, you'll make standards of your own, because method statement is not available in any book. You can write your own and use them for future works. What's wrong with that? This is your standard, your propriety, your copyright, and you can use on other projects depending on what the variations of specifications are there. You can cope up with them. So that's purpose here. Quality is a method statement. It is also called quality system. It's also called quality control. It's also called quality organization. It's called everything related to quality, and this is a part of quality. Actually, it's a part of combination of quality and construction. Actually, some people say it's a part of quality, some people say it's a part of construction. Don't confuse about that. It's the job of office engineering. Whether you are in construction, you are in quality, or you are in designs. Something has to move in office from all sections, and that's what you can say office engineering or coordination. You can call it coordination engineering or communication engineering. You can say without coordination engineering, nothing can happen. If you move, you have to do something very reasonable, reliable, and that's the whole purpose of this. And that's an important part to say. Important. I can say it's really extraordinary that if you understand that, if you do that. Means office engineering job. I can define office engineering like that. So much work is done in office engineering, which you can collect work from planning, you can collect work from construction, you can collect work from quality, you can take work from safety, you can take and write them. It's in writing engineering, you can say it, technical writing. It can be called field technical engineering, or you can call it, it's done that way. And it's really not extraordinary. This is impactable. This impacts every year. This impacts all what you do. And I'm sorry. It's impact, and once you do this and they know that you are using method statement, because when you write, you submit for their consonance, their concurrence, their approval, and certainly they will approve with some modifications. So they know some document is being used as reference on profession. That's we call it professional writing of professional documents. And they know this is a professional document, and they will record it. So okay, make a number on this, make a reference on it, just circulate it to those people who are going to them without available the method statement activities provided or allowed. And that's what professionalism is. Means say, okay, we are following this document and we can't go against this document. Almost we follow this. Of course, there could be some variation error, but that's on the quality of evidence. Because the specifications are fine. You can say, okay, then what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. It goes on going and going. That's what we meant for. I can say that that's where we intend for. And I can say in that case that method statement is a tool that can be used for purpose of execution of carrying out some item. It's not nothing new. You know what I mean to say. You try your ones, you try to like this, and you say, everybody knows what you are going to do. That's the important point. They won't come again and come, what I shall do. Foreman won't come to you again. Okay, I know. Okay, in their language you can translate it. You can explain to them this is what steps you have to take, and this much English everybody understands. I think that's the best way. I tried a lot, and it's good. Means just like we say in safety, you have the right start card. You use it. The toolbox talks. Use this and that. You see in safety, and I use all we do, and that's it lies in consonance with quality. Quality criteria is met to you. That's very important point, and I think that's the best way. I think you got what I'm saying. It's not very difficult. It's not very easy as well. It's both. Neither is not difficult. It's the way we can understand that very well. This point we have to see. You can say. We have to understand this point very well, and we have to go through this in every respect. And I think I have to conclude now that only way to do project is you have to understand quality, you have to understand specifications, you have to understand drawings, you have to coordinate, you have to write method statements, and follow method statements, follow quality system, explain to them, train your people, And people are well educated to time is everybody understand physical work. And if you go through that scenario, you go through that layers of your quality system, there will be no complaint at all, and you'll be called a professional. Those people are called professional workers. That's required, I think. So keep in mind method statements, keep in mind quality specifications, keep in mind the system, quality system, and follow it. Don't shy away. Shy away is no meaning. I think that's where I have to stop now because I have to go now. I have to, what I say, I have to go out for some time. I think. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Hope you got it. Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.